What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Mindful Behavior. I'm Ralph. We're currently in our bias series. Our first episode is out right now. Go check it out. It's all about all prayers being biased. This episode, we're going to focus on biased mindset versus unbiased mindset. So the biased mindset is the default mindset. It's our instinctual programming for even the smallest minds of us to be able to survive in nature. It's nature's way of existing because nature is like an operating system that have all sorts of things in it. And each of those things are biased towards its niche or its existence, but it works together on a greater scale as one. That's what nature is. Carnivores are biased towards eating meat, herbivores towards eating plants. Birds are biased towards flying and moles towards digging. So that's an example of where you can see how animals have biases, right? But I feel like we're the most biased creatures in existence because we are more aware of things. So the more you become aware of distinctions, the more you focus on each distinction, and different people have different beliefs about which distinction is important to them. Humans, we were not as biased before we became aware of more distinctions. So that's to give you an example of where our biases were before, how we were closer to God, and how we are now further away from God because of that we use our mindsets to guide us. And our mindsets are biased mindsets. Now, our biases are implanted deep in our core beliefs about ourselves and is protected by our self-image. At the base of who we think we are also those biases. This is why I call it the biased mindset. So, get it from there. The unbiased mindset is actually a psychological evolution of the default biased mindset. With an unbiased mindset, you see deep beauty in all things. And most of all, your suffering in life, no matter what it is, will become less, not because you just suffer less, but because you're not biased towards not having to suffer. You allow things that would normally make you lose your mind, and you wouldn't try to stop what the suffering is in order for you to experience life. A lot of us try to dumb ourselves down or run away from our issues in such a way where we don't have to feel the suffering. But in this way, you don't have to run from the suffering. You can accept it for what it is and not be biased towards not feeling it. You are able to balance your desires with coexisting with all things around you and create abundance with what you desire, okay? What you want and do would make the things around you continue to grow instead of stunting the growth of the things in your environment. I hope you get that. You would be exposed to multiple perspectives, which would make you more understanding. So you wouldn't take your perspective as being king because you're not biased towards your perspective. You have a perspective, but you're not biased toward it as it being the right one. You just realize that it's a perspective. And when you become more unbiased, you'll be able to expose yourself to more perspectives. You'll be able to gather these perspectives as if they are all true. And this would allow you to understand things deeper and be more understanding towards those things that are experiencing biasness. The only way to the unbiased mindset is through the biased mindset. So this may sound bad, but it's good news, because if you really focus on practicing the unbiased mindset, you could evolve your biased mindset and live an even better life than the one you live now. I know we all are living such great lives. We don't need help. We don't need self-development. We're just so perfect. So if that's true, then what I'm telling you means that your life will be even better than that. Just imagine what I'm talking about, okay? I would associate my love with my biases. And within that, I was able to expose myself to unconditional love for everything. Let me give you an example. Like the love for my wife. Okay, my relationship with her was a portal for my relationship with being unbiased towards everything. I was challenged every day to choose between being biased or unbiased. Every time she made me upset, I was faced with the decision to be biased or unbiased. I chose to be biased a lot of the times in the early stages of our relationship because I was less aware of what I am aware now. And it was very detrimental to our relationship for what I was doing as being biased. And what I mean is, on one hand, I was preaching unbiased love to her because I was aware of what unbiased love was, but I wasn't all the way, and I'm probably still not, I'm sure I'm not aware of all my biases. I'm definitely biased, but I'm not aware of all my biases. So our arguments was always ending emotionally and with neither of us getting what we wanted. So that wasn't a big issue. And I would have to drop my ego, at least some of it, in order for us to get back on good terms, reconcile where we were, messing up at. And I would come back and try to work it out. And in the early years, it was impossible for her to even do that for me. So I was ultra aware that I was, quote unquote, being treated unfairly. So that made it even worse, but it was like a boot camp for me to become aware of my biases. And this process, along with some deep focused self-work, was the breakthrough to this altered way of loving things, this unbiased love. I started to take that process of loving and apply it to all things around me. So I basically started to love everything this way. And after doing it for so long now, I've lost a lot of the street smarts camouflage in a biased mindset environment. It's so hard, oh my gosh. I stick out like a sore thumb as an unbiased individual with an unbiased mindset. I'm biased, but of course, when you're surrounded by nothing but biased people, they can kind of see that you're not as biased. My wife told me countless times that I'm for everybody, and she's not wrong in that sense. When anyone asks, how do I do that? How do I become more unbiased? Is don't focus on the unbiased aspect. But remember, you're not biased. You're not unbiased. So don't focus on the unbiased mindset. Focus on your biased mindset. Notice yourself. When you get upset, notice that you're upset about something. You try to find what your bias is. What are you biased toward? What are you for? When you get to know yourself on this level, you'll then get to see that there are other people that are just like you. They may, not agree with the same things, but they all have something where they are biased towards. So you're able to see that in everyone. Everyone biased, but they're biased toward what they love and what they want, what they desire. You use that to become more unbiased. So that's one way for you to get a glimpse into the unbiased mindset from your biased mindset. That is all for this episode. I have more episodes coming. I hope you got some gems from this video, and if you want to see more, make sure you go check out the rest of my videos, subscribe to the channel, press that notification bell, press like, comment on the video. Let me know, can you identify when you're being biased? And do you think it's a problem? Let me know down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. I love you.